Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Off the Chest of Timothy Regal. I, of course, am your host, Timothy Regal. I'm not going to have a nickname this week, Alex.
That's good, because all your nicknames are terrible.
That's your opinion, but...
Yep, I'm right. I know.
Are you okay? Did I wake you?
No, I'm fine.
Are you still tired? Did you have a little too much fun last night, Alex?
I think so.
But,
I try not to ever have fun, but sometimes I can't avoid it.
We had a lot of fun last night as yourself and me, and we went to Pints on Utica Ridge.
For real this time?
Yes, we actually for real went to Pints. And we watched Summerslam with the Corn Belt Cowboy, Steve Manders.
The bird called Steve.
Jay Foster was there.
Yeah.
Jay Foster of QC Hassle, for those of you who may not know.
Yep.
Crotch made an appearance.
Yep.
Commissioner Sean Morrow.
Yep.
Our friend Brandy.
The deputy commissioner.
The deputy.
She's
is that what we're
not
calling her now?
No, God, no, don't edit that out.
And then that was pretty much everybody that we need to mention. I mean,
what about Adam?
That
Adam's
guy.
been on the pod before.
Yes. Our boy Adam Gardner, who hasn't been on the podcast in a long time, he was there as well. It was a good night. We had some fun. We drank some White Claw. Did you drink any Claw?
I did not drink any Claw.
I stuck mostly to the Bud Light. I
tried
actually
that Monaco. That shit was good.
I actually think that we drank the bar out of Claw last night.
We did.
We almost did it at the Beer Stew Friday night. They actually went and got more.
Nice.
White Claw, the official drink of independent wrestling.
Ooh. Ooh.
Hey, ain't no law when you're drinking Claw.
Ooh.
Why do you keep making that sound?
I just like watching the sound waves on the screen. Ooh. That's not as exciting.
Overall, what did you think of SummerSlam?
It was weird. I felt like I wasn't really watching it when there was no sound.
See, I actually felt like I was watching more just because I really had to pay attention.
Yeah.
I thought the wrestling matches were decent. I felt for SummerSlam, I think this was kind of it didn't feel like as big of an event as SummerSlam normally does. But I was reasonably impressed with the length of the show.
Yeah.
We literally everyone in the bar thought, "Wait, it's over?" We expected it to go way longer than that. No, I thought. I think. Can we talk? First thing I want to talk about is Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
The entrance, the match, the exit, everything about the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, the evil, insane clown aspect of the Firefly Funhouse. Everything about that for me was an absolute hit.
Yeah.
Including the creepy giant jack-o'-lantern of his former head.
That was weird, huh?
I thought that looked cool as hell. I thought the legitimately one of the coolest entrances. Essentially, I have not gone back and watched it, but apparently it's basically like it sounds like an industrial metal remix of his original theme music.
Sure.
I thought that the way they worked the match was exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah.
You know, a couple hope spots for Finn, but it was essentially a squash. Finn, just gets completely dismantled because he doesn't quite know what to do with this version of Bray Wyatt, and then Bray Wyatt using the mandible claw.
Yep.
Which
the Mandersable White Claw.
The Mander's White Claw. No. But Bray using the mandible claw, which, as we saw a few weeks ago on Raw, he came out, he attacked Mick Foley, he put the mandible claw on him, and essentially he's done a thing where he's essentially stolen the mandible claw from Mick Foley. They actually had Mick Foley on the pre-show, explaining the mandible claw and how it works. And I think this was possibly one of the best like ways you can use a legend. Like if you have somebody that's done a move before that that they're signaturely known for, and you have a new wrestler using it, have that classic wrestler come out and explain the move and explain why it works.
Yeah.
I thought Brock Lesnar I thought the Lesnar Rollins match was amazing.
I wouldn't say amazing. It was very good.
I thought that was probably one of Brock's best matches.
Probably.
I absolutely loved the spot where he literally picked him up and swung him around by the rib tape.
Yeah.
Everything looked legit. The suplexes look legit. When Brock Lesnar gets in there, and as we say, when Brock wants to do business, he can make everything he does just look absolutely devastating. And I think that's exactly what we had here. Brock willing to do business, a guy who can take the bumps that need to be taken when you're in there with a guy like Brock Lesnar, and then build the sympathy for the babyface, and he makes the big comeback. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, in case you were unaware, our boy Seth Rollins is once again the Universal Champion. I predicted it on Bruce Brawls and Brave.
Yeah, you did.
You can hear that now, actually.
Yep.
I made my Bruce Brawls and Brave debut this week.
Yep.
Well, actually, it was last week, but yeah.
Whatever.
Not at Pints, in your backyard.
Yeah.
I drafted the best roster of SummerSlam matches.
Yep.
And yeah, so if you have not yet, definitely go hit up the QC Hassle podcast feed, one wherever you get your podcast from, and listen to the Booze, Brawls, and Brave, another shitty wrestling podcast that is hosted, of course, and mostly hosted by Mr. Merrick Brave, with contributions from Alex McCarthy, Crotch, Sean Morrow, and in this case, when Crotch was not there, myself.
You're gonna act like you're a regular host now.
No, I said since Crotch wasn't there, I stepped in.
Yeah.
I've made 3 appearances on the podcast now.
Oh, God, you're counting, aren't you?
I made the one appearance when you guys did
WrestleMania match draft.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania match draft. And then I made the appearance when the second part of the Corn Boy interview for a little bit.
Yeah.
Alex, you weren't there.
No,
Friday
I wasn't
night.
there Friday night.
Friday night, you were not there, but
last Friday night,
we proceeded to the Beer Stube in beautiful, picturesque downtown Moline, Illinois, for SCWPro. We are one. As always, thank you to all of the wonderful, wonderful people who came out to the show. It was a fun night. It was a beautiful night out there. I mean, and I'll preach it again. If you're listening to this podcast, you haven't been to the Beer Stew, maybe you only come to the Walcott Coliseum, maybe you only come to Iowa City. You got to get to the Beer Stew, man. It's a fun time. We like I said, we nearly drank the Beer Stew out of White Claw. They had to go get more. And I saw some people posted some disparaging things on the social media about me drinking the Claw. Man, the Claw is a wrestling thing if you pay attention to independent wrestling on social media. It's kind of become a wrestling thing. That's why I posted it as, if you're in an indie wrestling show and you're not drinking White Claw, are you really at an indie wrestling show? But no, we had a good fun show. Opened it up with the End Seeker, Dante Leone, taking on the 6-star booty, JT Energy. Really good back and forth match, as JT Energy has a modified his now infamous steel chair. He calls it Big Match Chair. He has taken the chair and put big googly eyes on it and a red bandana, further poking fun at the headliner, Big Match Jossie. And during this match, JT Energy, being the nefarious individual that he is, he pulled the referee in front of an oncoming Dante Leone, knocking out referee Brian 5'9", and he went to grab the chair, to which we heard the music of of Jossie, and Jossie came out, distracted JT Energy, and Dante Leone rolls up JT Energy for a victory. Jossie then gets in the ring, tries to go after JT Energy. JT Energy went for a kick. Ja ducked, went for a kick. JT Energy ducked, and JT Energy once again takes off. So unfortunately, Jossie still has not gotten his hands on JT Energy, but Jossie stayed in the ring. He grabbed a microphone, said, "I ain't leaving until I whoop somebody's ass." And this brought out the big man from Pearl City, Hawaii, Solomon Tupu. Decent match. Tupu showed off some good power, but in the end, the veteran presence and the just out-and-out will of Jossie was too much for him as Jossie hits the super kick for the victory. After that, we had a triple threat match. We had primetime James Thomas, the Rookie of the Year, versus the disruptor Victor Analog, the former Wilhelm Emery, and the former SCW Heavyweight Champion, Crotch. James Thomas and Victor Analog tried to team up on Crotch in the early going, but unfortunately one of them went for the pin. I believe it was Victor Analog went for a pin, and James Thomas didn't like it. Pulled Victor Analog off the pin. James Thomas went for the pin. Victor Analog pulled him off the pin. And that partnership dissolved very quickly, giving Crotch time to recover and allowing Crotch to pick up a victory via a double crotch rocket onto both men. After that, Alex, we had the team of Thumb and Finger challenging for the SCW Tag Team titles. The team of Thumb and Finger was accompanied to the ring by Miss Izzy B.
Why?
I'm not sure. Apparently, she was hanging out with Thumb and Finger.
Gotcha.
Apparently, that's what she's into.
God damn it! You can't say that.
I just realized how that sounded. I mean, we don't know.
Stop.
I'm
Is my phone?
It's is it in your pocket?
No. Did I leave it in the car?
I don't know.
Go ahead, keep talking.
This is very amazing podcast content.
I don't feel good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this week on the podcast, where did Alex McCarthy put his phone? We don't know. I hear ringing. It is not in Alex's car. Oh, is it in your car? It was in Alex's car. Okay. This is a very important point in the podcast. I think that's what we should title the podcast. We should title it, "Where Did Alex Put His Phone?" Such riveting content that we give you here on Off the Chest of Timothy Regal.
I wouldn't give him less.
We give him just the tip, right, Alex?
Speaking of JP Finger.
But back to the SCWPro action. Thumb and Finger taking on the SCWPro Tag Team Champions Dion Roosman and Robin Steele for the tag team titles. And man, I really thought Thumb and Finger were going to get it done. They gave the boys from Infamy all they can handle.
That Dirty South Boricua Joyce to get involved?
Yes, he did. He pulled the referee out during a 3 count, to which he got the taste slapped out of his mouth by Izzy B.
Nice.
You can tell Izzy B did not like those guys in Infamy, especially Robin Steele. Really didn't seem to like him at all.
Well, who does?
I mean, yeah. Robin Steele actually shook his hips at her one time, and I thought she was gonna get sick. Unfortunately, the team of Robin Steele and Dion Roosman did retain after the lung blower into the spear combination that we've seen from them a few times before.
They have a name for that yet?
Huh?
Do they have a name for that?
I don't think we got a name for that yet. It's the move with no name for version 2.0.
Stop it. That's the worst thing you can call it.
I know. Then we had intermission, where I went and got some more White Claw.
How drunk were you?
Not very. I just had a couple White Claws. Couple of the Bud Lights. But then after intermission, we had the Huntsman, James Marsden. He keeps going through tag team partners. Tonight he was teaming up with Sabotage.
Who else is he teamed with?
Solomon Tupu. I believe Rashid Ali once or twice.
No, not Rashid. No, Renato Sanchez.
Renato Sanchez.
Jesus Christ.
We sure he didn't team with Rashid Ali?
Yes.
Okay.
I think Rashid Ali only had one match in SCWPro.
Okay.
Against Crotch.
Okay.
You're racist.
Wow.
One of those brown guys.
I didn't say that. You're putting words into my mouth. But we had James Marsden and Sabotage taking on...
Isn't it Jay Marsden?
Is it Jordan Marsden, Jay Marsden, James Marsden? I don't know. He keeps changing.
I think it's Jay.
That they were taking on the boys from the trailer, Chuck and Buck, the Brewster brothers.
God bless the Brewster brothers.
I'll tell you what, man, the Brewster brothers, they love them at the beer stube. Let me tell you, they love them. They're at the beer stube to wrestle, but they of course immediately head over to the Broken Saddle.
Yeah.
They love the Brewster brothers over in the Broken Saddle.
Sure. What's not to love?
And of course, the Brewster brothers were going around trying to find the big women, as they like to say.
Yeah, did they find you?
Hey, no.
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize to women.
You're terrible. But the referee checked them both. Checked Chuck very well. I think he was looking for that wrench, but he didn't have the wrench. But Buck did. They did. I will tell you, the Brewster brothers did tell me Daryl won Best in Show at the Mississippi Valley Fair.
He did not.
That's what Chuck told me. Chuck told me that Daryl won Best in Show at the horse show at the Mississippi Valley Fair.
Oh, you're fucking delirious.
And I believed him. I don't see why Chuck Brewster would lie about that. I was also told that Daryl did try to join the Budsweiser Clydesdales, but the Budsweiser Clydesdales would not let him in because they knew he would upstage them.
Oh, man, Regal. How much do they pay you to say this shit?
This is what the Brewster brothers tell me.
How much do they pay you to repeat this
I mean,
shit?
I like them boys. They're very fun, very entertaining.
God.
So that I just go by what they tell me. So I mean,
can tell.
Huh?
I can tell.
But the Brewster brothers picked up another victory. They are undefeated at the beer stube.
Oh, yep, you're right, they are.
And the Brewster brothers picked up another victory.
You only have to win once to get a tag title shot.
With the double splash.
The trailer hitch, right?
I believe they call it the trailer hitch. I'll have to check.
No, the trailer hitch was Jamie Noble. The Mama's trailer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what they have something they call it. They talk really fast when they get really excited. It's kind of hard to understand them sometimes. I'll check
Big
with
Chuck and Sexy Buck.
I'll check with
Bald Buck and Sexy Chuck.
Bald Buck and Sexy Chuck. I'll check with Sexy Chuck next time I see him.
You see Sexy Chuck a lot?
Yeah, he randomly. I mean, but then we had a match. We had Johnny Wisdom taking on the Corn Boy.
Elote,
the Corn Boy. Hey, you want to know how over the Corn Boy is in the beer stube now?
How over?
During the Corn Boys match at the beer stube, the food cart area they sell Mexican street corn.
Yeah. Which
is wonderful. And if you have never tried Mexican street corn, if you like corn on the cob, go over there and get yourself some of that because it tastes amazing. But the people are so into Corn Boy that during his matches now at the beer stube, they do $1 pieces of Mexican street corn for sale. So literally, as soon as Corn Boy's music hits, you go over there and get yourself some Mexican street corn so you can eat corn along with the Corn Boy.
Wow.
I mean, if that ain't over in professional wrestling, I don't know what is. When you're sponsored by a food. So,
Pro wrestling is over. That's what it means.
Yeah.
As my friend Jim Cornette would say.
I did eat some Mexican street corn Friday night.
During the Corn Boys
During
match?
the Corn Boys match. It was pretty tasty.
Weren't you supposed to be commentating?
Well, I mean, Margaret Brave was also there, so...
Oh.
I took bites between commentary. It was okay.
You'd leave the commentary table to go get it, though, didn't you?
No, they brought it to me, actually.
Oh, really? Well,
yes.
Damn, aren't you important?
I am. They recognized that Timothy Regal... Well, because I had done a really good job of... I think they brought it to me because I had done a really good job of promoting the fact that there was going to be dollar pieces of Mexican street corn, so they were happy. Alex...
Said, don't ever bring back that other hack.
The amazing thing about this match was the Corn Boy rolled up Johnny Wisdom for a victory here.
Corn roll?
I believe that, yeah. So technically it would be a corn roll. Better than a corn hole, but...
I don't want you to talk about your cornhole on the podcast.
But, yeah. The Corn Boy, corn rolling Johnny Wisdom, and picking up a victory. Wisdom was not happy about that, let me tell you.
Was the sky also blue?
I mean, yeah. Well, no, it was black because it was dark out by that point.
Well, fuck me.
But then we had Travis Titan coming out with the Travis Titan Open Challenge. And that brought out the dirty South Boricua Joe Acer.
Nope.
Joe Acer.
Nope.
Huh?
Didn't Connor Braxton come out?
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Oh.
Joe Acer came out and said, no, it's not me. It's not me. I don't know what he said, but
You probably called him a bitch.
yeah, something in Spanish that I probably shouldn't repeat.
Hey, we say whatever the fuck we want on this podcast.
Oh yeah, but it's not. He said it's not me. I'm not cashing in my number one contendership just yet. But I do got a friend that's gonna come out here to take you on, and that brought out Connor Braxton.
Spoiler.
Connor Braxton looking absolutely gigantic this currently. I mean, he looked bigger than I've ever seen him. And he got in there with Travis Titan. Titan, though, was all over it.
Bruce, take your pills.
No, that was a text from our good buddy Zach.
What's he want?
Question about anniversary. I didn't read the whole text.
Oh.
But no. Titan and Braxton were going at it. And Joe Asa, who was at the commentary table with myself and Merrick Brave, Titan kind of got into it with him, and Joe Asa attacked him. So the referee called for the bell to issue a DQ, and Braxton and Joe Asa then went after Travis Titan, and that brought out we heard the Back in Black, the unmistakably recognizable music of the one called Manders. And the Corn Belt Cowboy came in to make the save. He, of course, with the cowbell and the rope.
Yeah. Real tough with a cowbell and a rope, huh?
Braxton and Joe Asa immediately bailed out of the ring. And Merrick Brave said, hey, the way I look, we're not going to let this go down like this. The way I look at it is, you two want to fight and you guys want to fight. Let's go ahead and have a tag team match.
Playa?
To which I had a playa.
Holla.
Yeah, we had a tag team match of the Corn Belt Cowboy Steve Manners and the SCWPro champion Travis Titan versus Connor Braxton and Joe Asa. Braxton and Joe Asa could not get along for some reason. They kept getting more progressively frustrated, and unfortunately, after a miscue on a pump kick attempt that hit Joe Asa, Joe Asa walked out on Connor Braxton and left left Braxton to Titan and Manders, and Titan and Manders hit him with the lariat, turned him around, Titan and hooked him up in the cradle pile driver, and the champ and the Iowa wrestling champ got the victory.
Wow.
So, I mean, you unfortunately were not there. You missed a really good show.
Yeah.
You got any thoughts? Any questions?
No. When do you think we're going to see Joyce and Travis Titan go head-to-head for that title?
I don't know. It seems like Joyce is trying to play some mind games with him.
Like Connect 4?
No, definitely not that kind of a mind game.
Oh.
But yeah, it looks like Joyce are trying to play a little mind game with the champ. So we'll see what he has going forward.
Were you at the Durant Fire Days Festival?
I was not at the Durant Fire Days Festival. I heard that JP Finger was very popular.
Yeah. I'll go over the results from our friends at CageMatch.net. I was not there either. We went to the zoo. Apparently, our good friend Luke Raven, also at the zoo, same time as us. So, what? Says there are no promotions found as SCWPro. It's dumb. I just fucking did it. Oh, I put in this. Whatever. So, yeah, it was the Fire Days, Fire Festival, Durant Fire Festival, Fire Fest. Opening match saw the Corn Boy, L.O.T. taking on Primetime James Thomas. Corn Boy picking up the victory. And then, in our next match, we saw JP Finger taking on Solomon Tupu. JP picking up the victory. And then, it was Buck and Chuck, the Brewster brothers, picking up a victory over the team of Kane Randall and Jay Marston. And boy, he's just not having any luck with partners.
I heard Kane Randall was very brave.
I think you might be gunning for somebody else. Main event, SCWPro Championship on the line. Travis Titan defending against Sabotage.
Big opportunity for Sabotage.
Must have been an open challenge.
Yeah. Travis Titan being a fighting champion.
He'll fight anybody.
Apparently, including somebody that can sabotage him.
Yeah. Sabotage apparently could not sabotage the title reign of Travis Titan.
Now, you gotta get up pretty early in the morning to sabotage Travis Titan.
For sure.
I heard that somebody tried to get everybody up early in the morning by telling them the call time was an hour earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, I also heard that. God damn it, Regal. Kayfabe.
No, me and you did not attend the Firefighter Festival this year, but Firefighter Festival is always a fun time.
You've only gone once, haven't you?
I've only gone once. You've gone twice. Sounds like it's always a fun time. Like I said, it's for a good cause. So next summer, if you're in the area, you can go out to Durant and see a little exhibition of.
And even if you're not, hop in the car and make the trip, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you get a you get a carnival.
Yep.
You get
fair food, funnel cake,
some wrestling. We get usually some funnel cakes.
A great time.
Yeah. What did you think of? Can we talk about? I know we don't. We always say we don't want to be the podcast that just talks about WWE, but I mean, we did talk. We did watch SummerSlam. We watched Takeover. Was this the weakest Takeover?
I feel like I've said it the last couple times.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll press this. Is this the weakest Takeover outside of some of those early ones at Full Sail?
I'd even put it below some of those. I always remember those being good.
Okay, we remember those being good because the main events were always good. You go back and look at some of those early Takeover cards. There's some dog shit in the undercards.
Really?
There's some. You get a lot of Ascension, dude.
The Ascension was decent back then, though.
But like, so Marcel Barteau and Sylvester Lafleur.
I liked those guys.
Uh,
At the time, though, it seemed good.
Enzo, we had to watch Enzo wrestle. I mean, that's...
Hey. Remember when we thought those guys were going to be the
Dude,
biggest stars?
I'm not going to lie about it. Back in that era, before we found out how much of a piece of shit garbage human being he was, I fucking loved Enzo Amore. I've got pictures of myself posed with Enzo Amore, so...
You met him?
Yeah. He was very concerned with how I was doing. He even asked me.
Wow. Timothy, how art thou today? Is that how he said it?
He has an R2D2 carry-on bag.
So does Johnny Wisdom.
Oh yeah, so does Johnny Wisdom now.
Actually, I think Sage Canyon does too.
Yeah, I think so too. But I saw a compliment. I said, "Hey man, I love your bag," and Enzo goes, "Yeah man, it's like I say, smack talk to Skywalker, you know."
Wow.
No.
What an idiot.
Enzo lives his gimmick. I'll give him that.
Like I say, smack talk of Skywalker. What a moron.
Yeah, no. Dude, we all thought Enzo was like, because we thought this kid's golden on the mic and all this stuff, and then as you get further and further, you realize he's a really bad wrestler, and then you also find out he's a piece of crap human being. So, fuck Enzo Amore.
And I think the shtick has a ceiling.
Yeah, the shtick got old. But no, I think of the modern era of TakeOver, this was definitely one of the weaker ones. And when I say weaker era of NXT TakeOver, here's the thing. TakeOver we developed this expectation for TakeOver where the floor is so high. Like
the ceiling.
Huh?
The ceiling is so high.
I mean, no, what I'm saying is the ceiling is high, but we've also put the floor so high. Like, what we expect for the bottom tier is much higher than what we expect for the bottom tier for, like, episode of Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. We expect TakeOver to be good to great. We don't expect, this match didn't work, or that match didn't click. And occasionally you're going to get that. And I think part of the problem is I understand what they tried to do, but I think really the biggest thing on this one is the main event. I think the main event, they went basically an hour between the three falls, and for whatever reason, it just felt kind of the word I used is disjointed. It felt kind of disjointed. The third fall with the barbed wire cage with the weapons, I thought they didn't really seem to know how to build the excitement in that fall. And we'd already had a regular wrestling match, we'd already had a street fight, and then they do this cage, and I think it just kind of didn't click as opposed to the natural flow of the previous two matches.
Sure.
And, obviously the WrestleMania the TakeOver Brooke, New York match, I rated as my favorite match in North America in 2020 so far.
It's 2019, Regal.
That's 2019, fuck.
8 months in already, can you believe it?
Yeah, you kept me out too late last night, bro.
I'm sorry.
I had a few too many Bud Lights and other things.
Yeah.
No, I think so. That's what, there was a great tweet, and I wish I knew who had said it so I could credit them, that said, somewhere in that really disjointed hour, there was a really good 25-minute main event.
Yep.
And I think that's what you could say. I think the WrestleMania match went like 40 though, but it was a 2 out of 3 falls match. Yeah. But it was just a regular 2 out of 3 falls match, and it just flowed really well. This, because of doing the we've seen 3 stages of hell matches, what they called it back in the day on the main roster. Yeah. Triple H and Shawn Michaels had a legendary one. Uh-huh. There've been matches like that before that were much better, but this one just didn't do for me what I had thought it was going to do. Maybe I built it up a little bit too much in my head. I don't know. That might be. But I just felt this match came off as really disjointed, and I think that's part of the issue. And then there was a lot of discretion on Twitter about the other matches on the show. Because we started out with Street Profits versus Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I know some people said that this match was a little weak. I always said that I think Kyle and Bobby are two of the best workers in the business. So I thought, and I think this match really, they knew what they wanted to do when they went out there, and they made Montez Ford, for a guy that's only been in the business a couple years.
Oh, he's gonna be a star,
dude. He was a college athlete. He's an incredible athlete.
Yep.
He has a natural charisma about him as well.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be a star. I did go back and watch the SummerSlam segment with Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Just natural flow with Rick. And John and Wei had a good point. This is the first time WWE has really gone to length to show the Ric Flair connection, the connection that Ric Flair has to urban culture. Which obviously there's the rap song that's been made, Ric Flair Drip and all that. Over the last few years, the Ric Flair character has developed a big following in urban hip hop culture. Yeah. And I felt like this promo really kind of played to that. I think they played off each other. Just the natural charisma. Obviously, you have two guys that are very fun, and then you have the best of the business. And Rick, to his credit, especially as he's gotten older, has essentially become okay with being a cartoonish, version of himself, which I think he deserves credit for. Because we've seen other people from that era of wrestling, goddamn, who don't know how to have any fun at all. So,
I thought you were gonna say other people from that era who aren't embraced by urban culture.
Well,
brother.
Well, wow, that too. No, I was gonna say that. The point I was making was there were the ones that, goddamn, give me a double cheeseburger. Who?
Oh God, we talk about him every fucking week.
I feel like we do anymore.
We talk about him every fucking week.
Because it's always in the conversation. Because
he fucking murder threats people. You better hope we never meet, Ryan Satin.
The only one I ever really wanted to follow through on is Vince Russo, but
I'm gonna cut you up like celery. I don't think he said that.
Then up next, we had a match that, again, I've seen some people hate this match. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai.
One of the women's matches of the year.
I've seen some people that really hated this match.
Why?
They didn't like Candice's performance. They said she wasn't good. I thought this match
Are they fucking high?
Yeah, I thought this match was fucking excellent.
I thought it was the best match of the show, honestly.
I thought it was probably one or two. Nah, for me, I think... I can actually look at my ratings. I got to pull it up. I actually have this ranked as my number 2 match of the show.
With the triple threat being higher?
Yes.
Well, I'll do that.
But, no, I thought Candice did great. I think I am all in on heel Io.
Yeah.
And not just because, Io is very attractive. I'm very attracted to Io. But the way she came to the ring... where she just kind of has the evil stare, and then as she starts to walk to the ring, she just starts going crazy and screaming, and I absolutely love this heel version of the character. It's a complete, 180 from the character she was.
Sure.
And she's played it perfectly. So like I said, I thought this match was excellent. I gave this match 4 stars.
What's its average on Grapple, just out of curiosity?
The average on Grapple is 4.02.
Oh, wow.
So there are people that hate this. Tag team match, by the way, was a 3.64.
Yeah.
The main event, for as much as people, you'd think it was kind of I do think it was disjointed, the wrestling in and of it itself gets a 4.12.
Oh, see, that's you're drinking Kool-Aid.
See, I only gave it 3, so...
See, my feeling with that was they were trying to fit... They only had 40 pounds of shit, and they were trying to fill a 55-pound bag.
Yeah, that's kind of... But, I mean, Candice and Io, like, no, I thought this match was excellent, and I don't know why people hated it. Now, up next, the match of the night, the triple threat match for the North American champion, Roderick Strong versus former UK champ Pete Dunne versus Velveteen Dream. Velveteen Dream, the man with the most extra ring entrances in the history of professional wrestling.
I'm the Mountie. That was great. I lost my shit.
I literally threw my arms in the air and just screamed, yes! When they started playing the Mountie theme song. And then...
Was the Mountie Jacques Rougeau?
Yes. I'm the Mountie. I'm like, oh, God. And then the Mounties, because there are mounted guys that are dressed like Mounties on the stage, but it's dark, you can't really see them, and then they black out, lights come back up, and it's actually the Toronto Raptors cheerleaders, which I did find out the owner of the Raptors also owns the building that they play in, where SummerSlam was at, and that was part of the cross-promotion deal.
Gotcha.
KO's new shirt was Raptors inspired that he wore.
Yeah.
Kofi's tights had Toronto Raptors on them.
Yeah.
They did this stuff. They really did beat the Toronto Raptors being the NBA champions, which is a big deal. Which John and Way, again, I'll quote them, talked about this because they're naturally Canadian. This is a big deal in the city of Toronto right now.
Yeah.
The Raptors, who have always been very popular, obviously because they're the local sports team, them winning the NBA title and bringing a major championship to Canada for the first time.
Canada ever won anything.
No, the Blue Jays.
Like I said, first time Canada ever won anything.
But the first time since like 1993 or 4, when the Blue Jays won the World Series. So yeah. Obviously then Dream comes out wearing the Mountie hat with the frilly shirt. I mean, this kid just oozes charisma and looks like a goddamn star.
Yeah.
I'm all in on Velveteen Dream. They worked and you said it. You said it best. I don't like triple threats.
Yeah. But
you liked this one.
I did.
These guys really worked well together. Here's the crazy thing. The grapple average on this match is 3.8. I went 4 1/4.
Yeah.
So I like this match more than the average did. I thought really good triple threat match. Velveteen Dream retains, and I'm like, at this point, who's taking the belt from him? I really thought they might have Pete pin Roddy or something.
Yeah, I could have saw that.
To try to get the title maybe off of Dream. Almost to the point of if he's staying in NXT, you might as well keep the belt on him.
I don't see any title changes or any call-ups happening until after the debut on FS1, if that's what's happening.
Well, yeah, because I had speculated that the next match might see a title switch for a call-up, which was Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler.
Which, can we just say it?
Wasn't that great?
Not great.
This match was average at best.
Yeah.
I really like Shayna. There's something about Mia that, and I love Mia as a character and as a person.
Yeah.
There's something about it's the Bruce Pritchard thing, and then the bell had to ring. Where once the bell rings...
No, I think she's a fine worker. I just think that...
Was it just these two didn't really have any chemistry?
I don't freaking know what it was. Honestly, I don't know what it was.
I expected more out of this match than what we got.
So did I. It just seems like they were operating on different gears. And it makes you wonder, like... Is Mia in a place where she can carry... Because I feel like Shayna needs to be carried.
I mean, and you look at Shayna's best matches.
Yeah.
Who were they with? Kyrie. who is one of the best female wrestlers on the planet, and could lead her through a good one. The stuff with Ember was pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry, I hate talking about Jim Cornette. So Cornette tweeted to Satin, "If you really fucking think that because some mud show goofs have invisible brothers and all 42 of their fans love it, that's not a mortal insult to that's not a mortal insult to wrestling and deserves somebody having their fucking ass whipped over it, you and I got nothing to talk about." Game Changer quote tweets it and says, Jim, on behalf of this mud show and its 42 fans, it's been an absolute pleasure destroying your sanity and every bit of the wrestling business you love. In addition, you're welcome for providing fodder to help you try to stay relevant in these your waning golden years. Wow.
And I mean, I'm sorry, 42 fans, they sneeze and sell 42 tickets in a single second. So
right, yeah.
They sell about 420. They can sneeze and sell about 420 tickets in a single second.
Yeah.
So that just shows that Jim Cornette is not paying one bit of attention outside of what people are tagging him in. Which I make jokes where I'll say, "Nobody send this to Uncle Jim," and by the time usually when I make that joke, somebody already has, because he's got these people that are looking on the internet for try to send him anything and everything.
Right.
Here's the thing. Ring of Honor ran a show SummerSlam weekend in Toronto where the attendance was dog shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not going to bury trust me, I bury Ring of Honor enough on this podcast, on other podcasts, on everything else. Their attendance, the attendance for the show, attached to a major WWE pay-per-view was... And they ran on the Friday. They didn't run opposite NXT. So you'd think they would have gotten at least some people to come to the show. And it was really, really bad.
And meanwhile, how many tickets did Joey Janela sell Friday in...
Game Changer Wrestling ran a show. Joey Janela's Escape from LA Friday in Los Angeles. And they were sold out almost instantly as soon as they announced the show. And they were a super no vacancy crowd. I'm gonna guess at least 700 to 800 people. It wasn't the biggest venue they've ran, so the venue actually looked like it was a fairly smaller size venue for them.
LA's not known for being a big draw, though. I mean, they don't have hardly any indie presence.
Outside of the PWG at the Globe, I mean.
Well, yeah.
It's getting better out there.
Yeah.
The thing with LA, I think, is there's so much other things going on that I don't think a regular super indie out in LA is really marketable other than PWG. So
sure.
Where's PCW Ultra? Is that in San Francisco or Oakland or
PCW Ultra? Because
PCW Ultra runs a Bar Wrestling.
Yeah.
They run in the LA area. So there is some.
South Bay, Los Angeles.
Oh, so PCB Ultra is in LA. It's in LA. So there's actually 3 decent promotions in LA that I know of. So the Game Changer runs this show that sells out. That had, I guarantee you, I think legitimately had more people at it than Ring of Honor show did. And obviously, you brought up a good point. Part of the reason is, and there were some other indie shows that ran in Toronto in the days prior to SummerSlam that were very poorly attended. And you pointed out that part of the problem is a lot of people don't want to get passports.
Yeah.
So your destination fans, a lot of them stayed home. Also, we're getting into this era where there are more and more destination wrestling shows.
Yeah.
Obviously, everything that AEW has ran so far.
Yeah, man, AEW.
No, I'm not doing that. But every show AEW's ran has been a destination show.
Yeah.
And I'm going to include, and even though it technically wasn't an AEW show, I'm going to include All Out in that.
All in.
Or All In. Obviously, I'm going to be at All Out.
He's going to be there, baby.
So, and I mean, even there, we're getting some diminishing returns because I can tell you, by this point for the first StarCast in Chicago last year, the passes were sold out. They are not sold out for this year.
Yeah.
But they ran, and Conrad has said that this might be the last. This is going to be probably the last StarCast for a while.
I was surprised that they ran one again for. I would keep it to an annual event.
See, I think they were in Vegas because it was Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
But the thing with that is, yeah, and obviously you're getting that. You're getting you have WrestleMania, you have Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, you had SummerSlam. We just had the G1 show in Dallas.
How'd that do?
About 6,000 fans, I think.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a very big crowd, but I think, obviously, Mark Cuban, the owner of Access, owns the Dallas Mavericks and owns that building that they ran in.
Yeah.
So, apparently, New Japan is saying they did turn a profit on the show. So,
good for them.
Now, the one thing I will say for that is they did a terrible job of shooting the show.
Really?
Have you seen any of the, there's a clip, there's a shot where Tanahashi's going up for a high five flow.
Yeah.
And behind him, the only thing you see is empty seats.
Ooh.
The Access TV did not plan for shooting this show that they only sold 6,000 tickets for. That they only planned to. I don't think they planned to sell. I don't think they thought they could sell the building out.
Sure.
Now, New Japan is coming back with a Fighting Spirit Unleashed tour, running in Ring of Honor size buildings. They're running in Boston, they're running in Lomas, and they're running in Boston area in Lowell, Massachusetts. That show is not completely sold out yet, but I'm guessing it will be by the time the show happens. And then they are running at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, which is sold out, which Ring of Honor actually had to not sell the second balcony when they ran there last month.
Wow.
And then they're running the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, which sold out in 1 minute. So
sure.
There are other places that you can go, these other destinations. And then you look at a show even like Scenic City Invitational.
Yeah.
I think that is kind of becoming a destination show. I think AAW was smart running the Lynam all-out weekend for people that aren't going to StarCast.
Sure.
So that kind of helps them. I just got an email from them. They're at a low ticket warning, down to in under 50 tickets for night 2 of the Lynam Memorial.
Really?
And I'm guessing night 1 will also be a sellout as well. Game Changer Wrestling and Black Label Pro teaming up to run a show called Two Cups, which I will be attending.
Yeah.
And we will preview. We have 2 more. Is next week our last show before All Out?
No, it can't be.
What's the date?
Today's
the 12th. So I think we have 2 more.
So we've got an episode on the 13th and the 20th and the 27th.
Okay, so the 20. Yeah, we have. So this is the 13th. So we have 1 more. We have a show and then we have another show. So the 27th we'll go through all the.
We're so fucking organized, guys.
Yeah, the 27th we'll go through and kind of all run them down and kind of we'll give predictions and all that. But...
Oh, I'll run them down. Fucking Oli bullshit.
Hey,
Smart Mark bullshit.
I get to see Nick Gage versus Effie. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
No, I think you're seeing that diminishing returns on some of these shows because there's more choices.
Yep.
For people if they want to make a trip to a show.
So when do these things stop becoming such happenings? When do they stop having everybody and their brother run a show?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. WrestleMania is always going to be WrestleMania now. That's become another entity.
Yeah.
I think AEW, their big event tentpole pay-per-view shows,
Yeah.
Like your Double or Nothing, your All Out. I think those will always be destination shows. Fighter Fest was not a complete sellout. Granted, that's a show that's ran a little bit differently. It's ran as part of the CFO Gaming Festival.
Yeah.
Fight for the Fallen sold out the day of, so not as much of a travel for that. All Out definitely will. Especially with StarCast, there's gonna be a lot of traveling fans. And it's the 1 year anniversary of returning to where essentially we all started, where the journey began.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah. So I think you're going to get a big crowd of people that may have traveled to the first one saying, okay, I was here for All In, now I'm going to be here for All Out. The TV, obviously, the Washington D.C. show they sold out the major arena in D.C. where the Wizards and the Capitals play.
Yeah.
And obviously that was going to be because it's the first episode of TV. You're going to get those fans that are going to want to travel to be a part of that history. I think you're seeing very big tickets because they are running major cities that have a major pro wrestling history and a built-in pro wrestling crowd. I think when we get into 6 months from now, where are we seeing the same amount for the TV? When we're getting into, okay, we've ran all the major markets, now we may have to run a few smaller markets. Maybe a year from now when it's like, oh, we're do this. Do we want to run it? Do they run a show at the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa?
Nah, they'll be running the River Center in Davenport.
No.
Five Flags in Dubuque, maybe.
No, it's like I always say, I've seen people on Twitter. You guys need to come run a show in Billings, Montana. It's like they're not gonna fucking come run Billings, Montana. They're not gonna come run fucking Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Hey, Council Bluffs pretty big. They might run in Omaha.
I mean, Omaha actually could be a possibility down the line. As I've said to you,
Omaha is twice the size of Des Moines.
Yeah, as I've said to you, I'm fully projecting that me and you will probably make a Wednesday road trip to the Sears Center at some point. I don't know why you keep assuming that. You know how I feel about driving to Chicago on a school night. Either way, the point is I'll have to make the road trip with somebody. The point is I'm not holding my breath for AEW wrestling at the Tax Slayer Center.
Never know.
WWE comes here once a year.
We had a King of the Ring.
Which, how'd that work out for Wade Barrett?
That's not his fault. Or maybe it is his fault.
Yeah, you know who's in the finals of that King of the Ring?
Wade Barrett and Neville.
Wade Barrett and Pac.
Pac, yep.
One's retired and the other one's at Dragon Gate.
Yep. Is Wade Barrett retired?
Yeah. Apparently his neck was really messed up.
I thought he was going to be the replacement for Pac.
There was a rumor of that.
X-Pac.
Not that Pac. Different Pac. But
they're the same person, right?
No, not quite.
Oh.
Matter of fact, I don't think they've got much in common of anything. One's British, one's American. One's decent looking. The other one looks like a meth dealer.
Wait, which one's which?
I'll leave you to figure that out.
Treat me at one real smart Alex. Tell me which one's decent looking or which one looks like a meth dealer. One was the leader of the greatest stable of all time with the best theme song.
Triple H was the leader, bro.
You know I got everything I ever wanted. I won't give that back. I know you all hate X Factor.
Wow, that brief 1 week period where we all thought Uncle Cracker was cool.
I love that. I like that song. Probably one of my favorite theme songs.
No one liked that song.
I love that song. Fuck you.
Although I did have that album, I'm not gonna lie.
You know, I got everything I wanted now.
I used to love Kid Rock, and well, then he became, Kid Rock in 2019.
That's not. It's Uncle Cracker.
No, I'm just saying, well, because Uncle Cracker was Kid Rock's DJ.
Oh.
So when that album came out, I bought it.
Yeah.
Because it was Kid Rock's DJ. Kid Rock's on a couple songs. There are a couple good songs. A lot of the songs I liked on that album, were the songs that he didn't do as singles. But no, then I was saying, I used to love Kid Rock back before Kid Rock became, 2019 Kid Rock.
Yeah.
So, were you surprised? We talked about the fact we were all shocked that the show ended.
Yeah.
We were all expecting that after the Lesnar and Rollins match, there was going to be something with Roman Reigns.
I think we missed something.
I've listened to John and Way's report. I don't think they said there was nothing.
Really?
I'm wondering if maybe something was planned and they changed the plans.
Or they just couldn't agree.
Yeah, it just seemed really
odd.
Yeah, that they went different on this. I thought the show was going to go longer. I feel like something in that show had to get scrapped. Because that show, was it before 10?
Oh, yeah, it was like 9:20.
Yeah, so it ended, normally a normal pay-per-view goes from 7 to 10. They started
6 to 10.
6 to 10. Yeah, they started the show at 6, and yeah, it was done way earlier than a lot of the non-big event show pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this one had 3 pre-show matches on a 2-hour pre-show.
Yeah, and they always do though, don't they?
Most of the regular shows are still only 1-hour pre-show with one match on them.
Oh.
So this show did have more matches on the pre-show. Which I said, hell, if they were going to go that short, they should have. I would have at least put one of those matches on the main show.
Why?
Well, because I feel like Alexa deserves to be on the main show. I always feel like the Cruiserweight title match should be on the main show. But anyway, anything else going on that we need to talk about?
You haven't seen the finish of the G1 yet?
I have not seen the finish of the G1 yet, as I woke up late and then had to go and take care of some personal business and...
Taking care of business.
I
can't believe what they did.
Yeah. Well, I know that. I did get the big angle spoiled for me, but...
The fact that Jay White sprained his groin on the way out to the ring, and they replaced him with Yano, and Yano won the G1.
Oh, dear Lord. No, trust me. If that would have happened, I would definitely know about it by now, because I'd have gotten texts from people screaming their heads off. What the fuck was that? Well, then, of course, there would have been a text from Thomas Montgomery telling me that it was the greatest moment in the history of wrestling.
Thomas is still watching last year's G1.
Yeah, it's probably true. No, Thomas is watching a DDT show with some guy doing butt stuff to another guy.
Whoa.
Hey, I watched DDT Wrestling Peter Pan. It was fun. I'm not going to lie. Some of it's a little goofy. Some of it's a little strange, but there's some really good wrestling. And if you're into wrestling and comedy, goddamn! Fucking hell, a bunch of bullshit! I really enjoyed it. Bro!
Oh, God.
Bro!
Stop.
Bro!
Stop.
Alex, bro!
No.
I haven't been here in a while, bro. I had to come in to talk to you. It was a huge swerve. I booked that for Gato, bro.
God, could you imagine if Rusev became the booker of New Japan?
I'm gonna work with Gato, bro. I'm gonna become the booker of New Japan, bro. And I've got swerves. I've got great ideas. I'm gonna bring in all the ladies. We need women's wrestling in New Japan.
Sure.
I know what we gotta do. I'm gonna give one of the titles to Yujiro Takahashi because he brings girls to the ring. What? He's not a regular wrestler? No, bro. Nobody cares. Where you going, Alex? Alex just walked out of the room, bro. I feel very disrespected, bro. Bro. So here's what I am pitching. I've got a 3-year plan that's gonna do a crossover story between New Japan and the Avengers and the Smurfs, bro. It's gonna we're gonna have Smurfs, and that are gonna be advisors. These little blue guys are gonna walk around on Kota Ibushi's shoulders and give him managerial advice, bro. It's gonna be amazing. Trust me, bro. And then it's gonna be of course there's gotta have a swerve. So the swerve is that the blue guys are actually giving him bad advice, and they work for the Bullet Club, bro. I think this is a great idea. Anyway, I gotta go. I don't know where Alex went. I can't believe that he had the gall to not listen to my amazing plans, bro. Alright, I'm out of here. I gotta go call Gato, bro. I'll see you later. Alex, Vince is gone. You can come back now. It's very upsetting that Alex just walked out on Vince Russo, man. Vince Russo comes on the show, gives us his expertise in the world of professional wrestling, and then Alex just gets up and leaves, man. I mean, wow, that's terrible. But anyway, Alex is still not back yet, so I'm going to talk some more. Anything else? Is there anything coming up this weekend? God, I wish. You know what I miss? I miss Uncharted Territory. That's what I miss. I miss seeing really good independent wrestling every Wednesday night. Is there anything this weekend? Action Wrestling with Steve Manders? No, that's not on IWTV. What's up here? Riveting podcast content as I try to filibuster since Alex had to use the facilities. Oh, there is a freelance wrestling this Friday night on IWTV. Get Rich or Die Trying, the 50th show of freelance wrestling, pro wrestling, punk rock, and partying. Freelance World Tag Team Championship match. The Workhorsemen, Anthony Henry and JD Drake, taking on the Space Pirates of Space Monkey and Shane Saber. I Quit match, GPA versus Craig Mitchell. Eric Cannon versus B-Boy in the... I saw this match in IWA in 2004.
So you're burying it?
No, it was awesome in 2004.
Yes, it's going to suck?
No, it was awesome in 2004.
Two old guys don't know how to go?
I didn't say that at all. Ricky Shane Page versus Mark Wheeler. Effie and Pat Monix versus Isaiah Velasquez. And Robert Anthony, and I'm assuming the clown.
Oh, no. Hold on. Isaiah Velasquez's partner is Eye Candy Elliott.
Oh, is Eye Candy Elliott? Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't have him listed here for some reason. And then Robert Anthony taking on a guy that I'm a huge fan of, Alex Zane.
Yeah.
You know who else is a big fan of Alex Zane?
Who?
Jamie Lynn.
Really?
Yeah.
How does she know who he is?
She showed up in his Twitter timeline, and then I think she's a big fan. She saw some of his stuff. She really likes his stuff, but she's also a big fan of the fact that he is obsessed with tacos.
Oh.
So, now freelance this week. There's another show. Sunday. Women's Wrestling Revolution from Everett, Mass. on IndependentWrestling.tv. This got some good stuff on it. Solo Darling versus Tara Calloway. The Sea Stars versus the Top Dogs. Alley Cat versus Angel Sinclair. And then the main event, Penelope Ford versus Chris Statlander. That'll be a hell of a main event.
I like it. I'm here for it.
And then obviously, Women's Wrestling Revolution, the all-women's promotion ran by Beyond Wrestling's Drew Cordero.
Yep.
So a lot of the ladies we've seen on Uncharted Territory.
Yeah.
The Top Dog. I do like the Top Dogs. I do. So that'll be decent. So there are some shows this weekend that you can check out. Have you watched Extremely Serious Wrestling yet?
No.
Okay, I need to show you some of this. There's a thing on IndependentWrestling.tv, Extremely Serious Wrestling. It essentially is a stand-up comedy show version of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Sydney Bacabella is a commentator on it, of course.
Of course.
I turned it on for a few minutes, because I caught it kind of in the middle, and I was like, "What is going on?" And I've kind of wanted to go back and watch it from the beginning because it looks like it's very, very, very funny. And then of course, we'll talk about next week. We got Mick Wrestling.
Yeah.
I really wish Mikey Blanton and Black Label Pro would quit running shows when we have shows.
Yeah.
We never, even if we don't get to go, we never get to watch the shows live because we're always on our way to SCW by the time. Even though he runs his show in the afternoon, we're always at the building by the time Black Label Pro shows start. But I'll see Black Label Pro the week after. I'll be at Black Label Pro the week after that.
Yeah, you saw the sign.
I really want to go to the Turbo Graps tournament.
Yeah?
That looks like they're going to have a lot of fun.
Do we have a show that day?
September 21st. I'm assuming we probably do.
Let me look.
Again, riveting content we're giving you here on the podcast.
No.
We don't?
No.
Yeah, so far the Black Label Pro doing a two-part...
That's also the only weekend we don't have a show that month.
Yeah. Black Label Pro doing a two-part... The one thing I'll give with this, they're doing two shows, but they're doing it on the same day.
Yeah.
They're doing an afternoon show and then a show at night.
Uh-huh.
So far announced for the tournament, Laredo Kid, Matthew Justice, Lucky Kid, Jeremy Wyatt, Jody Fleisch, Jordan Grace, Ethan Page, Tom Lawler, Nick Gage, Gary J, and Carlos Romo.
Who's Carlos Romo?
Australian kid, was part of the family reunion show. Did a bunch of stuff for WrestleMania weekend. Looked really, really good. Same thing with Lucky Kid.
Nice.
We got 12 of the 16 names so far, and this looks like it's gonna be a really, really, really good tournament. I'm pretty interested in how that goes, but we'll see. Anyway, join us next week. We'll I don't know what we'll talk about next week.
Maybe wrestling.
Probably wrestling.
You want to talk about wrestling?
Probably some other shit.
And wrestling.
Maybe movies.
Going to wrestling.
Maybe, hopefully by next week I'll be able to talk about finally having my own car again.
Oh, you know what we should talk about next?
Yeah.
Oh, man. We haven't done our Glow review yet.
We should try to watch Glow this week. That's what we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glow is out. Glow season 3 out on Netflix. We have not watched a single episode yet. So we'll try to get that done, and maybe we'll talk about that next week. We'll talk about some other stuff. I'm sure we'll talk about Jim Cornette because he'll say something stupid.
What an attention whore.
It's working. We keep talking about him.
I know.
But follow me on Twitter at one. Follow me on Twitter at OneRealSmartAlex.
Oh fuck! What are you trying to do? Hey, you know who does follow me?
John Cena.
Bum, ba, ba.
How the fuck does that happen?
Bum, ba, ba.
How did John Cena follow you on Twitter? He must think you're somebody else or something. That's all I think.
The only thing I can think of is since he's like putting out his book right now. So so this is I'll tell you a story quick. I haven't even talked the whole episode. I really haven't.
No, you haven't.
Okay. So usually when my watch buzzes, it doesn't wake me up. My watch buzzes in the middle of the night. For whatever reason, it wakes me up. And it says, John Cena followed you on Twitter. And I'm like, that can't be right. So I get up and get my phone. Now, at the time when I checked it, there were 4,000. He was following 4,434 people. He is now following 5,089 people. So the only thing I can think of, and that's less than 12 hours. He's following like over 1,000 more people. The only thing I can think of is that since he's got his new book deal, Elbow Grease by John Cena, children's book that he wrote. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I can think of is since he's promoting that now, is that he's got someone else doing his social media, and they just started following a bunch of people, bunch of new people. I will say that literally I went to text, so I went to see who he was following to see if he'd followed like a bunch of guys from our group or whatever, or our area, and I looked, and the only other person he's following that I know was Big Match Ja. So I texted John, and literally, we both text each other the same thing and say, did John Cena just follow you? Yes. And so, it's going to be interesting. It's crazy. That was a good story, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks, Regal.
But, folks, I do want to, on this podcast, obviously, we make jokes. We yell at each other. I do want to say one thing to all of our listeners. I could not have survived the last 2 weeks without the kindness of my good friend sitting across from me, Mr. Alex McCarthy, and his beautiful, lovely, intelligent, wonderful wife, Miss Margaret Adele, for putting up with me, driving me back and forth to work every day, which is not easy because I do not live relatively close to them in relation to the Quad Cities. And then also letting me in a couple instances where, in order to save them a trip and try to make things a little easier, I slept on their couch the last couple of weeks. Thankfully, it sounds like I am finally in the process of getting my vehicle repaired and getting my vehicle back in running condition. So I just want to say on this podcast, thank you to my good friend Alex, who has been helping me out more than any human probably should have to. Thank you, bro.
Oh, of course.
Follow him on Twitter at OneRealSmartAlex. Not me. I'm not at OneRealSmartAlex. I am at SCWPro444.
Whose turn is it in the draft? Is it
Follow the show at Off the Chest TR. Follow the Slam Fam Wrestling Network at Slam Fam WREST, which we never tweet from. New episode of Puro Regal will hopefully be up possibly by the time you hear this, if not, maybe a little later.
Oh, I'm going to post it right now, just to make you look like a goof.
I haven't even finished watching the show yet, and I don't know if Gary has. I haven't talked to him yet today, so within the next few days, we'll be up. We'll kind of do a podcast reviewing the G1 and kind of talk about where we think things are going to be heading going into Wrestle Kingdom.
Hey, Regal, I'm just going to say this right now as the father of the Slam Fam Wrestling Network. Next year, I want daily G1 recaps or no more Japan show.
Only way I'm doing that is if we start doing Patreon. If I'm going to do a daily podcast for like 45 minutes to an hour every day.
No, you don't have to, just do 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Even then, it's like, that's some behind, I mean, Voices of Wrestling, behind a paywall on that one. Post Wrestling is behind a paywall on that one. You want me to do daily, I need to get paid.
Alright, well, if you want to listen to Regal, never mind.
Again, we've discussed this. If we actually did a Patreon, we'd have one listener, Matt Ritter. Maybe Chris Angle if it was cheap. Not that Angle's cheap, but
Wow.
Chris is sitting there going like, I don't have to pay you people to listen to you. I can just come to Walmart and talk to you anytime I want.
Does he come to Walmart a lot to talk to you?
No, but he could. And then, anytime he wants to talk to you, he just has to schedule a parent-teacher conference.
Oh, shit. Actually, I don't think I have Angle Jr. this year.
You don't have Mr. Angle Jr.?
I don't think I have Chris Angle Jr. this year. Because let me look at my roster. Because I don't think he's taking creative writing.
Okay.
Nope, he's not taking creative writing. So unless he's taking he might be taking improv. I don't remember.
Okay.
My improv roster isn't loaded yet. I might not have him this year though, because eighth grade we don't get everybody.
I keep trying to tell him when he has Mr. McCarthy, he needs to do Vince Russo impressions in class.
That's a good way to get your ass beat. No, I'm just kidding. I will never beat your kid, Angle.
Alex, very carefully he needs to say, Alex McCarthy will never beat a child. Wow.
I feel like he'd be okay with it. Don't you think?
I'm not going to comment on that one.
If he had it coming.
Depends. All right,
I
folks.
feel like they've told me it was okay before. All right, anyways.
We've off the railed this thing enough, so let's get the hell out of here.
Watch out for that squirrel!
Let's get the hell out of here.
I haven't done that in a while.
Let's get the hell out of here so I can go finish watching the G1.